Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome to the Gaming 4. Today in this Unturned map review, we're going to be covering a map called Esperado. Now this one was suggested to us quite a while ago. We're starting to catch up and start to do some of the more recent ones, but it's actually a really good thing we actually stopped and did this one because it was a pretty good map. Now this one got a score of 72 out of 100, and as you noticed, actually one of the main places it lost points was presentation. And so I just want to stress this was a good map, but the presentation of this map was not great, and because of that it has not seen much popularity and it has not had very many unique visitors. So when we're done, I will have the link in the description if you guys want to support the map maker. If you guys think it looks nice, please go support him. He will appreciate the amount of people that actually check out his map. Alright, to start us off, we're going to look at some of the strengths of this map. And one of the main things that you notice pretty much right away is that there is plenty of food and clothing spawns in many areas of the map. Now some areas did not have as many as they maybe could, but a lot of other areas had plenty of food and clothing, and it really helps you sustain a survival world. Another really good thing about this map is that the zombie drops and the clothing made for the zombies made a lot of sense, and the drops themselves were actually pretty valuable, so it really was worth killing the zombies, and it really added to the atmosphere, especially because the zombies were dressed up in appropriate types of gear. In terms of the natural side of this map, it did include all the natural types of resources that you need, including animals, berries, and metal nodes, and it also included a decent amount of vehicles. Though it did not include water vehicles as far as we could find. There may have been some water vehicles out there, but we just did not see them, and that maybe would be something that the map maker could consider adding. This map also included a lot of high tier areas, including dead zones and military bases, and one of the really main strengths, something that I really enjoyed about it, is that it included a lot of ammo for when you do find a gun. Something that a lot of maps have problems with is they don't include enough ammo in terms of clips and ammunition crates, and when you do find a gun, you just don't have enough ammo to kill a substantial amount of zombies with it. This map did not have that issue. It actually had plenty, and more than enough ammo is better than not enough. So now let's move on to talking about some of the weaknesses of this map and how it could have been improved. So something that I mentioned just before is that there were not enough gun spawns. Now there was plenty of ammo and clip spawns, but it really would have been nice to see a few more guns, because at a certain point I was sitting at 80 to 90 civilian ammo and military ammo in my inventory, and I didn't have a gun to actually use it with. So it would have been nice to see maybe a couple more maple strikes, something a bit more basic. I did find a sniper, so I'm sure you'll see that in the footage, but it would have been nice to see a few more guns in terms of all types. Something else that would have been a really good thing to see in this map was some car maintenance tools. Even though there were cars included into this map and even air vehicles as well, one thing that we had trouble finding was even the basics such as gas cans, blowtorches, and some of the more advanced items such as the wrench and even extra batteries and tires would have been really nice to see as well. Of course, I've mentioned it before, the reasons behind that is because in a survival you want to take care of a car, you want to add on to it, you want to upgrade it with your own buildables, and if the car blows up, you'd pretty much just lose all that progress. So it's really good to at least have gas cans and a blowtorch in your map. Something else that really could have been improved on is that the detailing was kind of average. Now, it wasn't too bad, but it definitely could use a lot of improvement in some areas, and it was pretty much average all around. Even something as simple as some more unique items and unique setups for different rooms, there was a decent amount of copy and pasting. It all would have added to the value of the map and would have gotten it a better score in terms of detailing. Something else that was kind of interesting about this map is that it did not include any locations. It's really hard to tell whether the map maker did not know about how to add them or just didn't want to add them. It's really hard to tell, but there were no named locations, so when you got a chart or a GPS, you couldn't actually see any of the locations in the map. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just something to keep in mind. You might want to add that if you make your own map. One of the last things I want to talk about is that we did not find any dead zone equipment. Now I did mention that there were higher tier areas in the map, including dead zones and military bases, but something that's important if you're going to be including a dead zone, you need to make sure that you include the gear so that the players can actually explore the dead zone. Because dead zones are crazy dangerous, the radiation itself is able to kill you very quickly, and besides that, the zombies that you kill in there actually have sort of a splash damage effect when they die, and so you really need to have a lot of ammo and gear in order to do that. One of the things that was mainly missing is the lack of a gas mask or full biohazard sets. So without those, players are going to be very hesitant to even explore your dead zone, and even if you did include some of the spawns inside the dead zone itself, you really want to include them outside the dead zone so the players can go into it in the first place. Now, one of the last things I found that's really kind of small is that there was one cave that was hard to get out of. Just make sure that you don't do that to players. You get them a cool area and then don't leave them any way out, because it's really crappy and you pretty much just get mad at the map maker when that happens to you. Also, something to keep in mind is that some of the ladders were almost glitchy. It's really important as a map maker to make sure your ladders are perfectly straight up and down, because after a certain update, the mechanics with ladders changed and it's really almost impossible to climb them up and down if they're at an angle. So just keep that in mind as well if you're making a map. Besides that, this map did really well. It had very high scores in terms of the challenge. The zombies were very challenging and fun to kill, and there was tons of ammo to kill them as well. And overall, it was just a really good map. So anyway, guys, if you're interested in this map, I do have the link in the description. I would go suggest checking them out, because this map actually was not even rated on the workshop. That's how little amount of publicity it has had. So please show them support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you want to see some more. I will see you all later.